And I think a lot of people just had a good laugh with me. And I see the pull in that. That's actually something that brings you some levity in the middle of your day and brings you some joy.
This is the best birthday present ever to myself. Wow. Oh my goodness. Y'all have an incredible day. It's the simple joys.
Friends, happiness is a choice. You can choose what kind of day you're going to have. You can choose to be in a good mood, or you can choose to be in a bad mood. You can choose to live that day happy, in faith, expecting God's goodness, or you can choose to be irritable and sour and just try to make it through. How you live your life is totally up to you. If you don't set the tone for the day, negative thoughts will set it for you. When you first wake up, before you check your phone, before you see what the weather is like, before you see what kind of mood your spouse is in, you need to decide this is going to be a great day. I'm excited about my future. I know God has directed my steps. Something good is going to happen to me today. That's setting the tone for a blessed, prosperous, happy day. The Scripture says, joy comes in the morning. When you wake up each morning, God sends you a special delivery of joy. It comes knocking on your door. When you make that declaration of faith that this is going to be a good day, you know what you did? You just answered the door. You just received the gift of joy that God sent you. The problem is some people never answer the door. It's been knocking month after month, year after year. Come on, let me in. You can cheer up. You can enjoy your life. You can be happy. Just answer the door. I've made up my mind. Every morning, I'm going to answer that door. I'm going to get up and say, Father, thank you for another beautiful day. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to enjoy this day. I'm going to brighten somebody else's life. I'm choosing to receive your gift of joy. If you want to point people to God, be excited about the life He's given you. Even in private, joy can be contagious. A celebration of life's simple joys can catch the whole world's attention. Don't believe me? Well, you need to meet my friend Candace Payne, better known to most people as Chewbacca Mom.
Hey, I'm really excited to share with you something I got.
It's been a little bit over 2 years since I posted that video.
Okay, here we go. So, yes! Now watch when my mouth actually moves.
When I made that video, I was making an effort to choose joy that day and to experience something that would bring me some fun and bring my mom friends fun.
That's not me making that noise, it's the mask! Here, listen.
Within a couple of hours, I had multiple friends reaching out and texting me saying, oh my goodness, I shared your video. That was hilarious. How fun is that? And when I woke up the next morning, that 1 million view count had actually turned into 24 million views. And I had no less than 15, 20 voicemails from BBC, NPR, Good Morning America, The Today Show. I mean, like, it was batso crazy.
This is worth every penny!
Life has not always been easy, and I don't think that I got a free pass on the joy. I actually have lived a life that's been full of sorrow, full of shame, full of regret, full of much unexpected tragedy, in all honesty. And I've had to fight for every single ounce of joy that I have. I've had to choose it daily. Every time I see pigeons, it reminds me of Mary Poppins, and it makes me want to feed the birds. And I almost ran over you, sir. I am so sorry. He didn't even see it. He doesn't care. It's fine. It's fine. He doesn't care. He's just trucking through life.
Candace laughs like she doesn't have a care in the world. You would never assume that this beautiful laugh came from a place of poverty, hopelessness, and hurt.
Growing up, I remember we were just completely out of a home, in between states. It was a full summer that we were homeless and taking coin showers, living in that van. Eventually, we were able to move from that RV spot into a budget motel. I think we stayed there for anywhere between about 16 to 18 months while I was in school. It was what it was. There was this kid in 7th grade. I remember at lunchtime, he was giving me the eye at another table, and I'm like, oh, he likes me too, right? Not the case. He had just told all of his friends that I had more rolls than Mrs. Baird's Bakery. And I was like, oh, we're gonna go there. Oh. And I just remember being shattered under the weight of not only that insult, but the weight of actually my body. I just remember thinking I was so aware that my body wasn't like the other types of girls that I was hanging around with. My self-esteem just started to dwindle, and my identity really became wrapped and lost in just a lot of self-deprecating jokes. And that lasted for a while in entertaining the room, but it didn't entertain anything else inside of me that needed to be filled up with actual joy. It actually just made my heart crush under the weight of all those horrible things I was saying about myself.
Through high school and college, Candace continued to battle thoughts of comparison and worthlessness. On the outside, she was the funny girl, laughing at herself before others could. But on the inside, she was hurting.
In all honesty, all those things that I told myself about not being worthy and not being pretty enough and not being good enough and not being whatever enough led me to have a spiral in my thoughts and actually try to take my life. I remember grabbing a pair of kitchen scissors and trying to see how deep I would have to cut my arms for me to actually reach the vein. Bawling my eyes out, my roommate came in and she just stopped me. And she took the scissors and she called my mom. And after that, spent an entire evening walking the entire campus with me, not saying a word, not saying one single word. She just let me cry, let me walk around, and just held my arm. And I believe that was the first time that I saw that joy was possible. Everything shifted that night when I woke up and came to my senses. I don't let my thoughts get the best of me. And I can easily equate that as a person of faith, going back to Philippians 4:8, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is praiseworthy, think on these things. And I think it's just learning that tool of saying, I'm not going to focus on the negative, and I'm not going to focus on the things that actually make me harm myself or harm my relationships or think the worst of somebody else. I'm going to think on the things that are praiseworthy about this person, about this circumstance. And you can always find something. It really is that optimism versus pessimism. It's finding the things that are praiseworthy to think on. It's shifting the atmosphere. You know, a lot of people probably haven't seen a correlation of me beginning my story while I was living in a van at an RV spot, and then to be able to share joy on such a massive level from my car as well in a viral video. I mean, I just think it's like God for something like that to happen.
Okay, now I'm gonna let Chewbacca talk here. Oh my gosh, I'm in tears. I am in tears. Wow.
When you think about a laugh, you don't have to speak the same language to feel it. It's a lot like music. Music and laughter share that commonality. You don't need to know what fully is going on to understand the emotion of it. And I think a lot of people just had a good laugh with me. And I see the pull in that. That's actually something that brings you some levity in the middle of your day and brings you some joy.
This is the best birthday present ever to myself. Wow. Oh my goodness. Y'all have an incredible day. It's the simple joys.